When hope is gone, undo this lock and send me forth on a moonlit walk. Release restraint level 0. Hey kids, wanna see a dead body?
Hi guys, this is the Void of the Ravenclaw. Welcome back to another fan fiction story. If you like this type of content, smash the like button and subscribe for future videos and updates that I do post on my community tab frequently. This is The Son of Brainiac, part 12. Now let's continue where we last left off in our story. Deku calmly walked out of the small apartment of Gran Torino and closed the door behind him and locked it with his telekinesis and left the area. Unknown to all of the civilians walking around, they were unaware of the murder that just occurred inside that very apartment. Deku eventually blended in with the crowd of people disappearing from sight. A portal opened up right in front of Deku. As the talking Nomu known as Kurogiri stepped out. Greetings, young Master Deku. The Master would like an audience with you. Very well, lead the way, Kurogiri. As Deku followed Kurogiri through the warp gate. Once he stepped out of the portal or warp gate, no matter how you want to call it, Deku was face to face with all for one himself. Kurogiri simply bowed, then disappeared through one of his warp gates, leaving the two of them by themselves. It's been far too long since we've talked, Deku. It's been quite some time since we indeed have talked, boss. I hope I haven't done anything to offend you recently. Not at all, my boy, not at all. I've been quite impressed by your actions so far. When you're not doing missions for the League, most impressive. I'm extremely pleased with your efforts to make All Might's life a living hell. The sports festival, beating the living crap out of #1 hero. Not only that, but you completely embarrassed Endeavor on national television. That was quite amusing. But your latest work is something I never saw coming. You indeed have been very busy, Deku. And I have no doubt All Might will be quite hurt by your actions by killing Gran Torino. So you know about that. Nothing goes around this city without me knowing of it. I can't deny you're being quite the asset to the League. Cleaning out our competition. You completely eradicate one of our competitors and form an alliance with the other villain group. Most impressive work. The League can't have other villain groups getting in the way. I agree completely. So I take it you have plans for the Yakuzas. That I do. They will be exterminated with extreme prejudice. I didn't think you had bad blood with the Yakuzas. I neither hate them or like them. They're simply a variable that needs to be removed from the board. Did you know about All Might's successor? Of course I did, my boy. I could have simply told you, but I wanted to see if you could get the information yourself. And I don't know how you did it, but you got the information quite quickly. First taking the principal of UA, and then your little visit to Grand Trina, and how you brutally crucified him. Then killing him. Impressive work, my boy. Thank you for the compliment. I learn everything I know from my old man. If you truly want to hurt a hero, truly hurt him, you begin to kill the ones that the hero loves. When the hero's spirit is broken, that's the perfect time to strike the killing blow. All for One has a grin on his face. Well said, Deku. I don't know what exactly you've been planning outside of the league, but as long as there's no interruption in the league's business, I'm more than willing to overlook your activities. Of course, my intention is not to interfere with the league, but I have my own goals and ambitions. I have no doubt you do. So how's the progress on your little killing machine army? The models have been upgraded since the last time they were out, and I'm already ahead of schedule. It won't be long until I have the appropriate numbers. For the league, I've already produced 150 of them already. Excellent. I have no doubt your creations will be useful one way or another. In case the Nomu project doesn't work out, I'd like to have backup plans. Is there any possibility you can install these killing machines with gear to combat quirks? Like quirk suppressor weaponry. Already been installed and upgraded. Excellent. If only my apprentice had your instincts. I've been groomed for my role since I first breathed breath. I have no doubt Shigaraki will grow from all your teachings. Deku's inner thoughts. I'll just have to kill the bastard before he realizes his potential. Then I'll kill you as well, all for one. Just you wait. I just have to wait a little bit longer. It's good to see you have so much faith in Shigaraki. Of course I do. I don't take orders from anyone. I do have my standards. No offense, but if he was lacking, I would have killed him the moment we met. All for One started to laugh. He has no doubt that Deku would do what he just suggested. He wouldn't, All for One wouldn't even care. If the boy was a disappointment, he would find another successor. But luckily for his young charge, he's been coming along very nicely. If there's anything else, I'll be heading back to the bar to give my assistance to the young master. I have no doubt he has something planned for the internships, and my input would be quite useful. Be wary, we're going to be having a visitor. Stain, the hero killer, will be arriving at the bar in 2 days. I want you there, just in case things don't play out the way my apprentice desires. Understood, sir. Deku opened up his digital portal and disappeared, then reappeared in the middle of the bar. Deku calmly shut the portal. Seeing no one in the bar, he sat down on the bar stool. Kurogiri just came back from the back to restock some of his supplies. It's good to see you again. You should come by more often, Deku. You know how it is. I'm a very busy man. I try when I have time. So I take it you're here for the plan to attack during the internship? Shigaraki already has Shigaraki already made the plan? Yes, the young master has planned accordingly. He didn't mention he would, but he did mention he would like your input in his plan. Where's the boss, by the way? He's currently asleep. Very well, I'll wait here until he awakes. I hope that's not a problem, Kurogiri. Not at all. I welcome the company. Would you like a drink? Give me a scotch. Right away, Kurogiri poured some scotch in a glass, in the bar glass, and placed it in front of Deku. Deku swished the liquid around in his hands while holding onto a cup, then drank the liquid. Is it to your liking? Very much so, Kurogiri. I take it you're not a frequent drinker? No, not at all. I find it relaxing once in a while. It's not like I can get drunk anyways. The alcohol burns away in my body before the drink could take effect. But I gotta admit, the scotch is quite flavorful. It's definitely a good year. It's one of my favorite kind of scotch that I have stocked in the bar. Kurogiri poured Deku some more scotch in his glass. Deku gave him a nod and gratitude, then took a drink from his glass after swirling the liquid in the glass a few times. Shigaraki came walking down the stairs, noticing Deku. Good, you're here. I was about to contact you. I managed to arrange a meeting with Stain, the hero killer, in 2 days. The boss has already informed me of the deadline. What do you think the chances of him agreeing to whatever you want to talk to him about? I'm not positive. I have to take a guess. It's about 50-50 chance. But enough about that hero killer. I need your opinion on my plan to attack during the internship. I need to plan to accordingly, just in case Stain declines my offer. I can't have his reputation outshines the League's. As much as I hate to admit it, the bastard has quite a following. I'm just trying to figure out the most effective way to get the League credit at the end of the day. Don't worry about that. The League will get their well-deserved credit during this internship. What do you mean, Deku? It is clearly evident to the outside world that sees me as the League's enforcer. I can't argue with you there. You have nicely filled that role. A light bulb turn on in his mind. I get it now. By your presence there, the League will get credit. Considering your track record, and if you fought a hero, I definitely like it. I'm surprised you're not bothered about not getting the direct credit. The old me would have been irritated and lashed out most likely violently, but I've changed just by your influence. Things are more clearly. I see more things clearly nowadays. It is true I won't get direct credit, but at the end of the day, the rest of the world believes me to be the leader of the League of Villains. If the League gets credit, I get credit. It is necessary to move your most powerful pieces in place. You, my friend Deku, have become most powerful piece that the League has access to. Now you're getting it. I already got permission from the Master. I was able to get access to a few low-grade Nomus just to cause havoc. I was tempted to ask for one of your curations, but I want to keep that a secret a little bit longer. They already know you have access to such creations, but they don't know on how many you have. I would like to keep that number a secret for now. No problem. I'm already ahead of schedule. I've already constructed 150 of the Void Mark series units, fully upgraded, installed with cork suppressor technology. Excellent work. Most appreciated on your efforts. Besides that, I'm most appreciated by your efforts to narrow down our competitors. No problem, they were in my way, so I had to remove them. Well, one of them, before they become a problem. The other one, I have a formal alliance with. I won't tolerate people interfering in my plans. Don't worry, the League will get their just rewards when my vision becomes a reality. Deku's inner thoughts. You'll definitely get your just reward, Shigaraki. Just you wait. Deku hanged out with Shigaraki just to further his ploy, so he wouldn't expect a thing until it was already too late. Like the rest of the world will feel once he starts his invasion. He just has to wait for the perfect opportunity. There's one thing that Brainiac Zero is, he's very patient. After hanging out with Shigaraki, he would make a couple visits to his laboratory to rebuild a more advanced face guard mask. But the night finally arrived at the meeting with the hero killer. Like I said, the meeting eventually arrived. Deku's on the side of the bar, next to Dabi and a few others. And Deku's other allies. And a few other new faces that the League recently recruited. Unfortunately, Spinner couldn't keep his mouth shut, so he got decayed for simple fact that he was annoying Shigaraki. He was being annoying, being a fanboy for the person they're about to try to get to recruit, the hero killer Stain himself. As a portal opened up as the hero killer walked through, Deku was leaning against the wall next to the bar counter, drinking a brandy, while watching to see how things play out. Deku just watched the meeting with the hero killer. It started out fine, until Stain started talking about his convictions, and basically told Shigaraki he was nothing but a child with no conviction. Naturally, Shigaraki's patience was non-existent, so Deku wasn't surprised by Shigaraki action by trying to decay the hero killer, and the hero killer in response had his katana against Shigaraki's throat, ready to perform the finishing strike. Shigaraki decayed the table that he was pinned to and kicked the hero killer away in the stomach as they both lunge at each other again. Deku and Kurogiri use their portals to have the hero killer Stain and the young master Shigaraki has their limbs in different directions, so they can't cause harm to each other. Deku has seen enough and kicked the hero killer in the stomach, then immediately afterwards opened his portal to Hosu City, then immediately closed it. Deku had no choice. The hero killer would not see reason, and he will not work with the League, regardless of how he portrays it. And the League won't work with him. Shigaraki's clearly doesn't like the guy. Regardless, he chose the best course of action. Shigaraki got up calmly and walked to the bar and poured himself a shot of hard liquor and gulped it down. As he sat down with his hands connected with each other, as he turned to Deku. Deku, I want this hero killer dead. I want you to kill him, painfully and slowly. Consider it done, boss. Make an example out of him. Don't worry, I will. Day of the internships, Nejire finally got off the train to make her way over to Gran Trina's place. Nejire finally arrived at Gran Trina's place, just outside the front door. She picked up to a small apartment. Nejire had a sinking feeling in her heart that something's not right. Nejire picked up the small potted plant. Underneath that potted plant was a spare key. As she inserted the key into the lock and unlocked it, Nejire opened the door as a foul stench invaded her nose. Then she walked into the apartment fully. She covered her mouth in shock as she sees Gran Trina crucified to the wall with several black-like shards that look like black bones, impaling all of his limbs, and black shards of bone pierced into Gran Trina's chest. Nejire fell to her knees and started to cry. Over the past 2 years, she'd known Gran Trina. She saw him as a grandfather figure. She nearly ran out of the apartment and called All Might. Seeing the message on the wall, other part of the city, Deku is flying around trying to find his prey. If I were a psychopath hero killer, where would I be? Deku stopped flying when he saw a familiar face from Class 1A. Isn't that engine boy Ida? I believe his name was. And it looks like he ditched the hero he's supposed to be learning from for his internships. Very suspicious. Deku continued to follow the hero in training by hovering in the sky from a safe enough distance above so he doesn't get spotted by any of the civilians on the street or any of the heroes. Deku had a grin on his face. Under his new black face guard mask covering the lower part of his face, it wasn't very hard for him to make a new one, more durable. Deku's instinct was correct by following the hero in training. That Ida kid directly led him to his target, to the hero killer Stain himself. Ida immediately attacked, saving the pro hero on the ground from being killed by hero killer Stain. Deku just hovered onto the roof of the building and watched the scene transpire right in front of him. He has no intention of saving the hero in training. He's not interested in Ida whatsoever. If the kid dies, that's his own fault for attacking a superior opponent, not realizing he doesn't have necessary skill to take out the hero killer. He is not even a hero yet and think he could take someone of his caliber. Deku scoffs at the mere motion of the gall of this kid. As Deku watched the fight transpire, so that's his quirk. If the hero killer consume or taste a person's blood, they immediately become paralyzed. I wonder if the effects differ. I wonder if the effects of his quirk lessens depending on the blood type of the person, that the blood he consumes. Interesting. Time has come, fake hero. The hero killer Stain plunged his katana in native chest, killing him instantly. As the hero killer slowly pulled out his sword and walked towards Ida. Time to die. He immediately plunged his sword, piercing Ida, piercing right through his heart, killing the hero in training instantly. He was about to leave, but the hero killer battle instincts alerted. His body moved without him realizing it as he dodged several black bone spikes that flew from the sky, piercing right into the concrete ground, making the hero killer Stain get in a fighting stance with his blade ready as Deku hovered down to greet the hero killer. Deku landed a good distance away from the hero killer, just to see what he will do. Enough distance for them to engage in combat. Recognize you. You're with the League. With one of the members with the portal ability. You do look familiar. Ah, I've heard of you. You must be Deku, the enforcer for the League of Villains, who's been causing mass chaos. Deku did not say anything. He disappeared and reappeared. Deku did reappear right in front of Stain. His fists are already in motion as he landed a powerful strike, striking the hero killer's stomach, making Stain go flying backwards, but Stain recovered in mid-flight, flipping to his feet as he skid backwards. Deku barely put any power in that attack. He's just testing the waters. There's no reason to use his full power on such a lower life form. So you must be here to kill me then. That I am, hero killer. But that doesn't mean I can't have fun with you before I end you. I have no doubt you will indeed resist, and I encourage such actions, so please do resist. Stain immediately bolted forward, ready to strike the villain with his blade, only for his blade not to cut the skin of this villain. Stain's eyes widened, seeing when his blade made contact with his skin, there was sparks that were created when it made contact with Deku's skin, basically. I didn't need to say that twice, but anyways, let's continue. His blade immediately shattered as the hero killer threw the broken sword to the side and pulled out another sword from his back. Not so easy now that you can't cut your opponent, and you can't use your quirk to paralyze them. Such a petty, isn't it? How? It's quite simple, because I'm superior. I'm a superior being. But if you want to sword fight so badly, I will oblige, as Deku extended his hand outwards. As a kryptonite sword came out of the palm of his hand, Deku immediately rushed forward, using normal human speed to give the hero killer a chance to block his attack. Of course, the hero killer had no chance of actually winning this battle. He can't pierce his opponent and consume Deku's blood and paralyze him, so the hero killer is fighting a losing battle. Deku swung his kryptonite sword in a downward slash, only for Stain to meet his katana with his own in a upward slash. As the two blades collide with each other, the two blades immediately begin to spark, as the two swords begin to grind against each other. Then they both immediately hop backwards to get some distance. Deku channeled green energy through the kryptonite blade and slash out a energy slash at the hero killer Stain. Stain simply dodged out of the way, while Deku was running alongside the wall, then used the wall as a springboard to fly towards Stain, while performing a diagonal slash. Stain saw the slash coming his way and blocked it with his sword. As both swordsmen begin to throw out slash after slash at each other, only for their two swords to collide with each other every single time, making sparks. Deku blocked an attack from Stain with his kryptonite blade, then unleashed a more powerful slash that sent the hero killer Stain backwards. Even though he managed to block it, he wasn't expecting such a powerful force coming from his opponent. Stain was sent skidding backwards. Stain stabbed his sword into the ground to stop his momentum. Meanwhile, the entire fight is being broadcast by a very small brainiac bots, so the League of Villains could watch the death of the hero killer before Shigaraki makes his grand entrance. Stain threw out several kunai at Deku as a distraction to get into his guard. Stain swiftly slashed his sword, but he wasn't that surprised from the outcome of his blade shattering on impact. The hero killer backflip out of the way of his slash that would have cut him right in half if he didn't backflip the way he did. I don't know how you're so durable. It must have something to do with your quirk, regardless on how impressive your defense quirk is. Every quirk has a breaking point. I just have to find it. Interesting theory you have there, hero killer. Let's make things interesting. For the next 5 minutes, I will not move or retaliate from any of your attacks. If you manage to pierce my skin, I will allow you to escape for a day. Then I will continue my pursuit and kill you. And what if I don't manage to cut you? Your death is guaranteed, but it'll be very slow and painful. As Deku extended his arms and hands, spread apart, pointing outwards towards Stain. Strike me any way you want. The moment you land your first strike, the clock will begin. The hero killer did not hesitate and ran forward and threw some more kunai at Deku, while drawing out another sword from his back. When the kunai made contact with Deku's skin, the kunai bent and harmlessly dropped to the ground, officially starting the countdown. As Stain began to throw more, only for the kunai just to be bent and bounce off his skin once again. As Stain continued his charge forward, tried to slash him only to see sparks when his sword made contact with Deku's skin. And his clothes didn't seem to be unharmed by his sword at all. He's never seen slash resistant clothes like this to this degree. But Stain continued to slash and slash, only to see the same results. Sword just grind off of his skin like he's striking at metal. His skin and clothes are not even damaged, not one bit, from all his effort. Tick tock. Tick tock, hero killer. Tick tock. As he points to his wrist with his two fingers. Stain hopped backwards, then threw out some more throwing weapons in form of kunai and began to run alongside the wall. Then leaped off the wall towards Deku, tried to cut his head off, only to see his blade grinding against Deku's skin, making the blade spark, making sparks. As he does so, Stain turned around and charged once again, only to get the same results, while Deku was smirking behind his mask the entire time. As soon as the time expired, Deku slammed his fist into a uppercut, landing right into Stain's stomach, lifting him up off the ground, then grabbed him by the face and slammed Stain into the ground, leaving a small crater as spiderweb cracks beginning to form off the hard pavement underneath Stain. Deku kicked Stain while he was on the ground and made him go flying into a wall of the alleyway they're currently in. Deku began to crack his neck on both sides as he slowly approached the hero killer, who is currently struggling to get to his feet. Time to die. Hero killer was looking around for an exit strategy. He underestimated his opponent. He's too strong. Deku wasn't stupid. He knew the hero killer was trying to find a way to escape. And that's something he will not allow to happen on his watch. I normally don't like to use this. It takes a lot of energy to maintain, but for you, I'll make an exception. When Deku snapped his fingers, a large area of the alley they're in was engulfed in a huge green energy dome-like shield, trapping Stain and himself inside, and stopping anyone from the outside to get in to interfere with his plans, or prevent Stain from escaping from his grasp. The moment the energy dome were visible, Shigaraki started his plan by causing mass havoc with his Nomus, attacking Hosu City, any civilian heroes alike it sees. There's no escape for you, hero killer. You won't stop me. I will cleanse this world of all the fake heroes. As Stain pointed his sword at Deku, I will kill you somehow. Deku appeared right in front of Stain and kicked Stain up in the middle of the air. Then Deku appeared right next to him in the air and slammed his knee into his face, forcing Stain to fly backwards into a building. Deku caught the flying hero killer that charged out of the building by grabbing Stain by the face and tossed him to the side. Stain did a spinning flip and landed immediately, then charged forward, only for Deku to slam his elbow into Stain's stomach. Then kicked Stain into the wall while shooting several black bone spikes, pinning him to the wall, as both his hands and feet were pinned to the wall. Stain is unable to move. Stain coughed up blood. First thing he realized that both of his limbs are pinned to the wall by some sort of black bone spike. No matter how hard he tries, he can't pull them out. He noticed he's been crucified. Deku calmly walks slowly over to the hero killer. All good things must come to an end. Don't get me wrong, I have enjoyed my time with you, hero killer. You might have not managed to cut my skin, but you show great skill. That impressed me. If I was an average villain, you would have won, hands down. But your fate is the same as the others who stand in my way. You sure like to hear yourself talk. Just do it and get it over with. Aren't we a eager one? Deku grabbed Stain by the face roughly and started to suck out his life force from his body and began to absorb it. At first nothing seemed different, then suddenly the hero killer's skin started to wrinkle. The more life force Deku absorbed from the hero killer, the older Stain looks as his hair turned white, eventually vaporizing. Eventually Stain began to turn into white ash. The hero killer was no more. Deku drained his life force until there was nothing left. Deku snapped his fingers and deactivated his green energy dome, then portaled away to a different part of the city, hovering in the sky. Well, the same different part of the city of Hosu City, basically, in a different area. Began to hover in the sky with his hands behind his back, gazing upon all of the carnage by the Nomus. It's been a while, Deku. As a hovering death is hovering right next to Deku without him even noticing. Deku wasn't surprised by now. He's used to her popping up whenever she wants. It has been a while, Lady Death. I'm surprised you actually used it. Used it? You must be talking about what I just did to the hero killer Stain. Yes, my brother told me of that ability you have to drain someone's life force. It's not something you see very often, but it has already been recorded. The hero killer Stain was always destined to die by your hand, but the way you did it was not recorded. Not all destinies are set in stone. I haven't had to need to use it. Sorry, try this again. I haven't had a need to use it yet. I could have easily used it on every opponent I fought, but I need more. That's one of the steps outside of gaining knowledge to gain my evolutions. Worry not, I'm not in no hurry to take that sort of action at this current time. But if I do see an opportunity big enough for me to act, then I will act accordingly, without no hesitation and fear. I get it now. You've always originally had that plan to gain your evolution, at least one of them, by using the Green Lanterns. You're quite a devious one, Deku. It was always my intention, Lady Death. Capturing their home planet is just a plus. I have already gained enough knowledge, so all that I'm lacking is the proper life force to initiate my evolution. I take it you're here for a reason. Sadly, as much as I would love to sit here and chat with you, you caught the attention of several powerful figures. I would try to be careful moving forward. You got on the Lord of Chaos radars. The Witch Boy is only one of them. Deku didn't even bother looking at Lady Death. He already knows. She's already evaporated in black smoke, disappearing. Deku flew down, and did a Superman landing with one knee on the ground while both his hands on the ground with all of his 5 fingers. When Deku rose to his feet, all the heroes in the nearby area, eyes widened, noticing the notorious villain Deku that just appeared in the middle of the conflict. Before they could even inform everyone of his presence, Deku pointed his finger at several heroes, then shot out a beam of green energy out of the tip of his fingers, piercing and killing several heroes in the chest, killing them instantly. Deku started to shoot green energies out of the palm of his hands at all the nearby buildings, creating green explosions, causing pure havoc. Deku's instincts was alerted as he caught a fist from someone he hasn't seen for quite a while. Well, isn't the bunny hero Mirako? We gotta stop meeting like this. Time no see, Deku. Didn't I tell you to keep your nose clean, or I would take you down? You definitely deserve a good ass kicking. Despite that, Mirako was grinning ear to ear. She has seen footage of what this villain can do, and she cannot deny a part of her is extremely excited about another fight with Deku. That's where we're going to stop it. Hope you guys have a good night and day, judging by time zones, and I'll catch you in the next video.